Welcome to ZLINE Kitchen. My name's Chef Mark Estee, and I'm here to teach you the basics of polenta, okay? One of the best ingredients in the world, right? So this is nice cornmeal. You can call it grits, you can call it polenta, you can call it hush puppies, you can call it whatever you want. It's worldwide, everyone loves it. Mush, whatever you want to call it. We call it delicious, and we really, really, really love polenta in our restaurant group. In all our restaurants, especially at Liberty and down at Cucina Lupo, we absolutely love polenta. Polenta is versatile. Polenta can do so many things, and I'm going to teach you a few really simple basics today. So if you're not familiar with it, we'll go through those parts. And then if you are familiar with it, I might show you a few tricks of the trade that might make you kind of say, what the heck's that guy doing? But I have a really cool polenta dish today to show you. And then just for fun, I said, hey, well, let's go out and let's top it off and make some fun things, right? So we're going to talk polenta basics, and we're going to push it up a couple levels. And then really the most important thing to know is that we're going to then use some local ingredients, right? Shout out to Drew. Drew, thanks for the idea. Local ingredients, everybody. That's all we use in our restaurants. We have unbelievable local asparagus right now, springtime. I have some corn. I have some local shoots, right? We made a noni sauce. We have our polenta here. All the ingredients that are going to go into this creamy polenta. We have Grana Padano cheese. We have butter. We have olive oil. We have cream cheese, and we have creamy mascarpone cheese. So we're going to really kind of pump up that polenta by adding all these ingredients and really make something that's really delicious and rich. And we're going to top it off with some of these local ingredients, okay? So let's get started, right? So that's my mise en place. And what I mean by mise en place is everything has its place. We know exactly where it's supposed to be. We want to make sure we have everything we need, and that's what we have in front of us right there. So all my mise en place is here. Behind me, my beautiful ZLINE kitchen stove. And we're going to start talking about here this polenta, okay? So what I have is a nice pan, and I'm going to make this polenta 4 parts water or 4 parts liquid, 1 part polenta, okay? So in goes my polenta. I'm going to go over here and measure up 4 parts of water. You can use stock, right? But in our kitchens, for the most part, we love water because it's an ingredient that's free. And we're going to really add a lot of different flavors in there. So to give us a base or a baseline, by using water, we're able to really then kind of control what we put into this dish. Okay, so meaning if I put fish stock in there right now, I'd be kind of stuck to make fish polenta. If I put something with tomatoes in there, I would need to be stuck making a tomato style polenta, okay? So turn it on, okay? There we go, okay? Turn on the, bring this to a nice little simmer, okay? I have my polenta simmering, 4 parts polenta, 4 parts liquid, 1 part polenta, okay? So for the speed of, the sake of kind of getting us moving here a little bit, I'm gonna move this up. And with that, what I have right here turns into this beautiful mush right here, okay? By mush, I mean this beautiful paste, right? This right here is 4 parts 1, and this has got a nice kind of thick texture to it. What I've done is I pulled out that polenta and I put it into here. This is going to be what we call crispy polenta, okay? So this is really, really simple, okay? This sets up, okay? You've probably seen this at the store, right? Okay, now I have a nice polenta cake right here. I'm going to saute that up. This is the part that I'm really excited about. This is going to be my creamy polenta. I'm going to move that back over to the stovetop here, okay? While we have that going, I want to show you how this cooks up really nicely. Put a little bit of olive oil in here, okay? I have a non-stick pan. I have my polenta cake right here, right? So slide this out, okay? We're getting ready right there. I've just kind of make a really simple way, taking this polenta. I want to season it with a little bit of salt, okay? I want to season it with some pepper. Now, what I don't do, this could be a vegetarian burger. This could be a vegetarian base, right? Polenta, also gluten-free, really makes for a delicious, we use that a lot in our restaurants when people don't want to have, when they don't want gluten on their pasta. We love to serve it over polenta, okay? So next up, I'm going to start to move over here. I'm going to kind of be a little bit busy. I got my polenta cake kind of crisping up right here, okay? I have my creamy polenta. I have my 4-to-1 base. Now I'm going to start to really add some flavor into here, okay? I'm going to go my cheese, all right? I put in here some butter, okay? I'm going to add in mascarpone cheese. I'm going to add in cream cheese. All right? Now this right here will be a little bit dangerous. What I've created here is a double boiler. And by dangerous, all I'm trying to say is that if I put this back on the stove, this would have a chance of burning a little bit because I'm starting to add a lot of liquid to here. I look at cheese as almost like a liquid for this, right? So we use this double boiler method. My friend Mark Sullivan taught me this, another great chef. And this is a great way to kind of take your polenta and really add some flavor. So I want to show you what that looks like now, okay? When I look at the cheese, I think the cheese, I count the cheese as liquid because as it melts, it kind of folds into the polenta itself, okay? So back over to here. This only took me about 25 minutes to go from the 4-to-1 ratio to get us to this cake. And now I'm going to go back into this double boiler. And a double boiler is very simply a pot with some water in it, right? And then a nice stainless steel pot that fits over the top, or a mixing bowl that fits over the top. This creates an even source of heat and it won't burn anything, but it can still help melt and keep things warm, okay? And I'll bring that over once that gets going just a little bit. All right, so over here next, let's take a look back at this polenta cake. This first one we did, okay? Okay, just getting a nice little crispiness on here, okay? That's gonna be really simple for us. Gonna take that back. Gonna slide into this little baking pan here. This is going into the oven, all right? So we'll get that in the oven. I'm gonna keep that pan there because I'm gonna make like a nice egg garnish for this, okay? So over here, this is starting where it gets a little bit crazy. And all I mean by that is we're gonna start adding more ingredients in here. I like to kind of really push this a little bit. I got some olive oil, okay? That's a blend of oil that's got canola and extra virgin. Then I add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil also. I'll come back a little more cheese. All right. I'm gonna go a little black pepper. Okay. Come back over here. A little salt. I got a lot of cheese in there, so I'm being really careful with my salt. And this almost starts to look like what you're basically doing is you're emulsifying these cheeses, right? You're emulsifying these cheeses with the polenta. And emulsifying is just bringing together two items that normally don't go together. So we're using the double boiler here. We're creating this kind of really cool, right, mix of ingredients. I love this little trick. Not many people know this one. I'll even sometimes add a bit of water here, okay? A little water is going to help this. Okay. Just kind of keep moving that around just a little bit. All right, so let's talk next let's get a few of these little garnishes together, if you will. I want to just kind of get ready to top this off. Polenta is so versatile. I'm going to show you maybe something you can do in the morning time. I have some local eggs here. All right, I put a little bit of oil in my pan. All right, take an egg. Boom. All right, a little salt. A little pepper. Okay. I'll kind of slip that off to the side. I'll go over here this side. I'm going to take my polenta and move it back. Let's talk about a few other things we have going on here. I'm going to move these over so you can check them out. This here is going to be our things that we can add on here, okay? So I have right here, I have some sprouts, okay? I have the tomato sauce, this noni sauce. It's a red sauce that we make at Liberty, but whatever red sauce you like, if you use it at home, if you make your own, if you buy it in a jar, that's 1,000% fine. But that's going to make a really nice. That's going to make a really nice ingredients. That's going to make a really nice crispy polenta dish. Okay, and then just to have some fun, we're going to add this egg in there. All right. I'll kind of move that egg to the side, and let's talk about the two other ingredients that I really want to get on in here. So let's look at the corn first. Okay. So one of the things I really love about the ZLINE here is the power of the burners that we have. Okay. And the grates. I'm going to show you a really simple trick that we like to use in the restaurant. Get a little smoky flavor in here, okay? Take off the corn, right? Really simple. I'm just going to place this right here, directly on the grate, okay? So now let's crank that up a little bit. All right, I got my tongs over here. That's going to be one of the ingredients we're going to use on top of the polenta. Makes sense, right? Corn, roasting up some corn, right? Kind of have those things going nicely together, right? Get a little popcorn going. Here's some local asparagus, okay? One of the things we like to do to be a little fancy in the restaurant if you wanted to, if they're a little bit thicker, you could peel them, But really, why would you peel purple asparagus? See the color inside of there? The purple's on the outside. We like to leave that on there, okay? We're gonna leave that on. I'm just gonna throw this over here. It's on that corn right now. Look at a nice barbecue going on, okay? Asparagus, okay? Slide, slide. And tongs. All right, so getting ready to plate up. I'm going to plate up 2 dishes. First one's just going to be the regular polenta dish or the crispy polenta dish, okay? I'm letting the corn cook right here. I'm going to bring this over, let you see this really fast on here. Now that polenta, see this? We're emulsifying this together. It almost looks like eggs, right? And I think that's the coolest part for me, right? It almost looks like a mashed potato. You're taking that polenta and you're suspending all that kind of flavor inside of there. I'm going to take my second right now. Let's take a taste right here. It's kind of crazy. You're going to really see this right here. You don't really see that this much. It's kind of a little cool restaurant trick that we do. I'm going to let that kind of continue to simmer, all right? My corn's ready right here. I'm going to turn that off, okay? I'm going to turn off my burner. I'm going to keep that burner going. First up, I'm going to plate up is this kind of polenta dish that we made here. This is the crispy or the baked polenta, all right? We'll come back over. So I have some little red sauce, all right? I'm going to do 2 dishes right now. So first one will be polenta here, okay? Now, if you remember, I didn't put too much seasoning on that. I put salt and pepper on there. I'm going to put the cheese on there now, okay? I'm going to finish this off with the sunny side egg, okay? Tomato sauce. And here, keep this going. It's going to be for the next one. Perfect. All right. Talk here. Boom. Okay? This is your crispy polenta or your baked polenta, however you want to call it. Sometimes we deep fry that. I just kind of roasted it up in the pan a little bit. And I got the sunny side egg, tomato sauce, a little bit of sprouts on there, okay? The rest of this dish we'll kind of put together is going to be corn, all right? I got the asparagus going over here. And I have the asparagus, I have my corn. We're all cleaning the oven here. Let's get this thing cranked up over here. Okay, boom. That's seasoned up. Let's put a little salt and pepper on here. So you see, you could take the simplicity part of the polenta is my favorite part. Then really, it's gonna be. I wish you could really see this. I'm gonna try to really get that in here for you. And as you whisk it up, it comes together, right? And it's just such a different texture from this. And you saw we basically took something that had 4 parts liquid, right? 1 part polenta. We added about 4 more parts of liquid. Right now, I feel like I could get away with a little more mascarpone if I wanted to. I could go a little more cheese if I wanted to, the Grana Padano. I'm gonna whisk that around a little bit, okay? Now you'd say, well, why? What would make this dish so well? You really couldn't eat you couldn't eat a whole bowl of that. You could, but it's gonna be really rich for you. I know this, I made this with my girlfriend. She was like, she saw me make it and she was like, can we only have that once a year, right? But the idea is it's a really rich dish and it almost has that look of eggs to it, right? That's polenta right there, and you saw about that. It's only about 1 part polenta to 8 parts liquid. And the cheese, I count, the cheese and the olive oil I count as liquid, okay? So, let's put this aside right here. Take that off nice and slowly. Okay, I get that asparagus sauteing up. And then I'm gonna take the corn, okay? Corn size right here. I just took that, all I did was cook that up in the grill a bit. Look at that nice char on there already. I'm gonna shave this off. Okay, springtime for sure. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got. So I'm gonna go polenta. You can almost roll it off. I don't know if you know quenelle. You can almost roll it off like that. Jesus, right? 1, 2, 3, little smalls like that. Kind of a cute little plate up trick, right? Come over here. My tongs. And now I'm just kind of taking the asparagus, right, kind of keeping it healthy here. This is the local asparagus. I just sauteed in some olive oil with salt and pepper, okay? All right, spin that around, turn that off. Let's finish this off with a little bit of corn, okay? Which makes sense because polenta is corn, right? So we have the fresh corn on there, okay? And then for fun, a little olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of polenta, a little bit of, Grana Padano. Boom. And that makes creamy polenta with asparagus and corn. And really, I'll tell you, it's kind of like an emulsion. We like to call it, that's kind of like, we call that sexy polenta. On the menu, I'd write that down as sexy polenta. And if you can taste that and you can make that, I guarantee you get the same reaction. So appreciate those. Here's the 2 dishes that we came up for you. 1 polenta, 2 dishes, 2 different looks, 2 different flavors. Hope you enjoyed those dishes. These are really favorites. These are really big favorites of mine. And the recipe is really simple. And then really it's up to you at home to take your ZLINE and make it better. Cheers.